Hey, what's up everyone? It is Thais here. So today I will be showing you how to trim your hair at home. So make sure you guys give this video a rating, subscribe for weekly videos, leave me some comments down below before I get started. So today I will be showing you how to trim your natural hair all by yourself at home. This is actually my first trim since going completely natural, but I am used to trimming my hair at home by myself since I've been doing it since I had relaxed hair. So you want to make sure that you stretch your hair first. So today I am using a warm blow dryer to stretch out my natural hair. So this will allow you to see all of those ends that needs to be trimmed, and it allows you to trim accurately so you're not leaving your hair super uneven, and like I said, your ends can be really visible when you stretch it out. So you can either blow dry your hair or choose to do a heat-free stretching if you like. And I will definitely leave a link to my full blow drying routine so you can check it out after this video, since this is just a shortened clip of how I blow dry my hair. So after blow drying my hair, I am starting out with the front section, as you can see. So I have the front section part off, and then I part off small sections at a time before I trim. So right here I am using a rat tail comb, so this will make sure that all of my ends are completely combed down. So it is so important to make sure that your ends are thoroughly detangled before you trim, and make sure that you are using a cut-in shears or a hair shears, and do not use it on anything else. So as you can see right here, I'm parting off that section, and then I detangle that section with my rat tail comb. And this is another method you can do, twirling it around if you're doing larger sections, and trim off the very end. So I'm barely trimming anything off. This is how I trim my hair because I do not want to end up with uneven hair. So I trim about 1/4 of an inch because my ends aren't damaged or anything like that. If your ends are super damaged, then of course you will have to trim more than I am trimming. But make sure you are trimming the same amount all around your hair if you are doing this by yourself. And also another tip is to make sure that your hair is being held in a downward motion, as you can see, a downward position, so that you can make sure that that section is being trimmed properly. So if you hold your hair at different angles for each section, you're going to end up with uneven hair. So if you choose to trim your hair in an upward position with the hair pointing up towards the sky, make sure that every section is pointing up. But since I'm not really going for a shaped look at this point in my hair journey, I just want to make sure that my ends are healthy. I'm just cutting all of that hair going down in a downward shape, so it's not going to give it much of a shape. And just continue to repeat that same process until you get to the middle of your head. So once you get to the middle is when you repeat the same thing on the opposite side to make sure that both sides are evened out and it isn't uneven. And after I'm finished, I just go over that section and just trim away any ends that are sticking out and out of place. And that entire section is complete. So now I'm moving on to the opposite section. So that part was really uneven in the back, as you can see. So that's why I am reparting the back to make sure it is even. am just repeating the same process I did on the first side on this second side, just going through each section little by little and trimming about 1/4 of an inch. So trimming your hair is very important to your natural hair journey because it helps you to eliminate a lot of tangles in your hair. So if you find that your hair is super tangled on your wash day and you have problem with detangling your hair, then you most likely need a trim. So I would say a great consistency or routine to trim your hair, if you are natural and you do not use heat like that, is every 6 months. If you are a heat user or you color your hair, then you will have to trim your hair more than that, probably every other month or every 3 months. But you know, I'm very light-handed with the heat. I only blow dry my hair on warm air like once a month. So I find that I do not need to trim that often. So trimming also helps you to cut back on single strand knots, and trimming your hair also helps you to retain more length because your hair is much more moisturized when you get rid of those dead ends or those damaged, unhealthy ends. You retain a lot more moisture. So if you find that retaining moisture is really hard, then you most likely need a trim as well, especially if your ends are super dry compared to the rest of your hair. Then you need to trim your hair. So right here for the back section, I just part going straight down the middle, and I part off sections at a time, as you can see. And as you can see, the position I am holding my hair, I'm not bringing my hair around my neck because that will create uneven hair. So I'm holding that hair back and then flipping it over so that I can actually see the ends right here, as you can see. And I'm trimming off the same amount in the back. So going through the hair in small sections really help you to make sure that you get the majority of your ends. If you trim your hair in super big sections, then you're most likely going to miss certain sections. And that first back section is complete, as you can see, and I'm just combing it out, and then I just lightly touch up those ends after I comb it out. My hair is looking so much more fuller after trimming it. As you can see, my ends look a whole lot fuller and healthier after a trim, and it's a whole lot easier to comb through my hair. My hair retains moisture much more easier after a good trim. So make sure that you incorporate trims into your healthy hair journey, especially if you are looking to retain a lot of length. I had to learn the hard way, but now I know better, and trimming will definitely be a necessary thing in my healthy hair journey moving forward. So this is the end of my trimming routine. I hope that you learned a lot, and you learn that you can trim your hair on your own. The key is just not to trim so much to the point where your hair becomes super uneven, because it's going to be hard to even it out. So I just trim the same amount all around my hair, and because I have healthy hair practices or healthy hair habits, I find that I do not need a super big major trim. So this is the end of it, and I will be back at the end of the year for my second trim of the year. And I was so happy I finally was able to put my hair in my first ponytail since going natural. Look at that. That was such a memorable moment for me. I was super excited. I have a little ponytail, even though it's a struggle ponytail, but we get in there. We are definitely getting there to that ponytail level. See you in my next video. Subscribe and give this video a rating.